everybody. I'm Kristen, and this is episode 31 of the Queen City Yarn Dye and Knit podcast, a podcast about knitting and yarn dyeing and crochet and spinning and weaving, pretty much just my adventures in making things. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. If you're coming back again, thanks for coming back. You can find me online. On Instagram, I post under Kristen C. and also Queen City Yarn. You can find all my designs on Ravelry, Kristen Clement Designs. You can also find my designs via queencityyarn.com. And all the yarn can be found at queencityyarn.com. And I think that's all the places. We do also have a Queen City Yarn Ravelry group, although I know Ravelry is not working for some folks right now. Hopefully that will be remedied. I know you can switch back to the old Ravelry if you need to, although I'm not sure if all that's working properly. But yeah, okay. So I have a couple of finished objects. I have a couple of works in progress. And yeah, it's going to just be kind of a quick episode today. Let's start off with my two finished objects. The first thing I finished are my husband's Swift gift socks. This is a project using my own design, the Swift gift socks. Obviously I did remember sock blockers, but alas, they are my size, not my husband's. So there's quite a bit of extra space. But this is the Swift gift socks. And they are a DK weight sock, which features a double gusset heel. And yeah, I was working on the second one last time, and it's done. Although when I finished it, I totally only did 2 rounds instead of 3, like on this one with the coordinating color before the toe. And my husband was like, "These don't look exactly the same." And I'm like, "Yeah, they're fine." It didn't change the number of rows in the toe or anything like that, because I still decreased down to the same number. But it's just a little bit different. So anyway, and this is a color, this is Queen City Yarn. I dyed this. This is not a colorway that we have carried in the shop. This is something I designed specifically for my husband. It's kind of a camo kind of colorway, and then slate is what I used for the piping at the top, the heel turn, heel flap and heel turn, and then the stripe before the toe. And this is on a DK weight sock yarn, which is a 75-25 blend. I really love this base. This is the base that we offered with our June Studio Series yarn. And so this is a base that I would really love to feature in the Queen City Yarn shop at some point in time. But right now, we don't have any available on that. But if you love DK weight socks, let us know. Because then we can kind of gauge interest to see how many folks are interested in DK weight sock yarn. They go so much faster. They're so much faster to knit. So they make really great gift socks, in my opinion. I have a lot of people to make hand knit gifts for the holidays every year. And DK weight socks are some of my favorite hand knit gifts because I feel like they're just about as quick as hat or mittens or something like that. Speaking of holiday knits, my other finished object is a hat. This is just a little kid's beanie, toddler size beanie hat. And this is going to be for my nephew Colton. He is into Batman right now. And so this colorway is from Mint Rain Hand Dyed Yarns. And it is a worsted yarn that I'm using, or that I used, and the colorway is Batman. And I originally bought this, I want to say a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. A year ago, I think my son was still really into Batman. And I do have enough yarn left that I could make him a hat also if he wants to have a Batman hat too, or maybe some mittens I think would be really cute. But for now, I have a worsted hat done as a Christmas present for my nephew Colton. So those are the only 2 finishes that I have this week. I do have quite a few works in progress. I didn't bring them all to show because some of them are in the same exact spot as they were the last time I showed you, or maybe only a row or two after. But I do have a couple of things to show. I'll show my newest work in progress first. This is another pair of DK Weight DK Swift gift socks, and I'm really trying to work through the holiday gift knitting list. Last year, in 2019, I started in the beginning of July, and I finished so many holiday gifts in July. And when the holidays rolled around, I was living it up, knitting just for myself. I was knitting Advent socks and not stressing about getting the holiday knitting done. And I really, really enjoyed not stressing about getting the holiday knitting done. It was so nice not to be, hurriedly trying to finish something on the drive to see family. So I have started another pair of Swift gift socks. This is in a Regia 6-ply. This is the Arnie and Carlos line from them, and this is color 03656. It doesn't have a colorway name, but I really like the way it's knitting up. Now, I did change something that so the Swift gift sock pattern features a coordinating color for the cast on and setup rows for the tubular cast on, the heel flap and heel turn, and then 2 or 3 rounds before the start of the toe. Now, these Regia balls are very generous in that you get 150 grams for each skein. So I'm making socks for my brother-in-law. All of my brother-in-laws have big feet, so these 150 gram skeins are really great for that. But I'm starting with Kevin because he's got the biggest of all the boys. So I figure get the biggest pair done first. That's my plan. So, but I did not use a coordinating color because I felt that the skein would have enough in it. And so I actually do need to write an update to the pattern. There's one thing that you have to do differently if you're not using a coordinating color for the heel flap and heel turn. And so I need to add that in. So if you have the Swift gift sock pattern, look for that update to come soon. If you choose to use a yarn, a single yarn throughout instead of using a coordinating color. But as soon as I finished my husband's socks, I cast these on, and the tubular cast on is written in the pattern. I really like the way this colorway is knitting up. I think it's really nice. I love how the Regia does the self-patterning. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm working down the foot. I still have a little bit ways to go before it's toe time. Like I said, he's got big feet, but I am working on it. And I'm hoping to get these done before the end of the month. There are 31 days in July, and today's the 27th, but I'm almost done with this sock. I feel like if I work on this afternoon while the kids are playing, then I can get this one done and get the next one cast on. And then, yeah, I should be able to get it done. So, yay that. So that is the Christmas gift that I have going right now. I do have yarn picked out for my next pair of Swift gift socks. I'm going to show you. I'm pretty sure I showed this yarn before. These are going to be for me, and this is going to be a pair of socks that I start after I finish that pair of gift socks, because these are going to be for me. And this is Curvy Werby. This one is our DK. Janice actually dyed this for me. This was a birthday gift from Janice. And this is not that colorway. I don't know. Where's the thing for it? Oh, I can't think of the name of this colorway. Yeah. It's a beautiful self-striping DK weight. And I'm very excited to start that for myself. So that's the next up pair of Swift gift socks that are going to be on the needles. Coming soon. I have 2 hats and a sweater to share with you today. I'm going to show you another new cast on. And this is a test knit that I'm doing for my friend Shayna of Shayna Line Designs. She has designed a hat pattern, and y'all know how I love hats. So this is the PB Sandwich Hat by Shayna Line Designs. This is, like I said, I'm test knitting the pattern. So the photography in the pattern is not the final photography and stuff, so I won't share that. But I will share the start of the hat. This hat is not for me. I'm making the large child size, and it's going to be for my daughter Caitlin. So she went in the stash and picked out some yarn for her hat. The hat has a folded brim, so she picked out Weezer in the Queen City Yarn Noda sock. That's this color for the intro. That's showing really blue. It's actually much more turquoise, like the Weezer album cover from the 90s. So that's the inside brim. And then the main color that she chose for the hat is this beautiful skein of yarn. And this is, let me see if I have really, I am not prepared. This is a skein of, oh my gosh, I cannot think of the name. Where is the wrapper for it? I'm the worst podcaster. I'm trying to think. I can see the label in my head, but I cannot, I can't read it in my head. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, here it is. Hiding in another bag. Countess Ablaze is the yarn company that this is from, and this is Reverence on their Lady Persephone sock yarn base. And this is the first time that I'm using Countess Ablaze yarn. I ordered this skein shortly after Queen City Yarn participated in the Tits Out Collective. That was actually the first time that I had heard of Countess Ablaze yarns, and their yarns are gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And I wanted to try one out. So I ordered this skein back then, and it's been in the stash. And when I told Caitlin that she needed to pick a fingering weight yarn for the main color of her hat, this was what she chose. And it's really knitting up beautiful. It's this gray, gray base with all these beautiful pops of color, bright, fun, neon-y kind of colors. So, and it's going to be bands of stockinette and reverse stockinette. And yeah, it's just an easy knit so far. I'm really enjoying it. And I think it's going to be super cute on Caitlin. Oh, and she also, as soon as she found that I was going to be knitting her hat, she went to the pom-pom jar and chose this pom-pom to go on top. And yes, it does have sparkle in it. She's very excited about it. She kind of feels like me, like the pom-pom really makes the hat. So she's very excited about putting this pom-pom on top. And so it is in the bag with the yarn and the hat, just waiting to be attached. So there's that project. And I'm hoping to get this done really soon. I would really like to get it done this week, so we'll see. So that project, I have one more hat, and this is one of my designs. Let me put the yarn tag in the bag, so I have it next time. Okay, so this hat is one of my design. The last time I showed it, I had only a brim. And if you knew how much I knit on it last night, you'd think it would be done by now. But that's kind of what happens when I'm designing. I like to see it. I can chart, but I have to actually knit it to get a feel for whether or not the chart is working like I want it to. And so I knit and ripped out and knit and ripped out last night. But this is how it's kind of starting. It's going to be this really big leaf kind of design. I'm really loving it. I'm using Berry Hill yarn, Queen City Yarn Berry Hill yarn. That's our exclusive base that we have milled right in the North Carolina mountains. The main color is Naked, which is an undyed. And then the coordinating color is Cheerwine, which is one of the newer colors that we released earlier this year. And here are these colors together. and I'm really enjoying it. Now that I know what the final chart is gonna be. So I have the design completely charted, with the exception of the crown. So I will knit up the body and then put in another waist yarn. That's what this bright blue strand is here. And put in another lifeline of waist yarn and start playing with the crown, which is my favorite part of a hat to design, to make it work just so how I have it envisioned in my mind. So anyway, hopefully the next time you see this, this will be done as well. And this is a design that I'm working on, kind of toying with the idea of a swatch hat. Last year when I knit my Garden Gate sweater by Jennifer Steingass, before I knit the sweater, I knit a swatch hat, which I gifted to my sister-in-law for Christmas, and I used the chart for the yoke in the hat to get my gauge and everything, and it worked out great. So this is kind of along those ideas. I'm using a gauge similar to what I used last year for the swatch hat because I really liked how it turned out. And yeah, so that's this, and I'm loving it. Okay. I have one more knit project to share with you, and that is another of my Berry Hill yarn projects. And this is the Weekender Light by Andrea Mowry. I'm using the colorway Azalea, and the last time we chatted, I was there where that cute little unicorn progress keeper is. So I've knit quite a bit since then. Haven't knit very much on it in the past week because I've been working on the hats and the socks, but I'm about an inch. Wait, no, that's not where I was last time. That's where I have to go, I think 3 inches from there to make the length that I need. I think I was much lower last time. I think I was like maybe down here or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm about an inch from where I separate the front and the back to work up, with the sleeve open. So that's happening. And this is in our Berry Hill yarn in the colorway Azalea. And I'm really, really loving it. And I think that this sweater, this Weekender Light, is just a really, really great Berry Hill project. So I'm enjoying it so much. I was supposed to use this this sweater was supposed to be a knit along with my mom. She's actually going to knit an Azalea colored Weekender Light too. But I got started before her. And it's an easy, mindless knit. And I've really needed that a lot lately, I think, because of what's kind of going on in the world with COVID and everything, and trying to decide and figure out what's best for our family and our children as far as the return to school and all that stuff goes. So keeping my hands busy while my husband and I kind of hash that out has been really nice. And a mindless project like a hat or socks or the Weekender Light has been great for that. So the last project that I have to talk to you about today is my crochet project that I started. And so I have added, since last time, I've added another color, this like super dark gray black. But actually all of this is new because last time I showed it, and then I started working on it, and I realized I had messed up on the edge, both sides of the edge of it, and had added stitches, and that this project is meant to be kind of a learning project for me, and learning how to read an edge of crochet and how to do this granny stripe. I'm a newer crocheter. And so I decided, you know what, I'm going to pull it out. I was not very far. I was only, I think, on the second of these 3 gray rows, and so I ripped it back. And I thought I only had to go into this first, or the last of this lighter blue, but it turns out I needed to go all the way back to the first row. So it doesn't look like much, but I did spend an entire afternoon ripping out and redoing. So it's double this width. I have it folded in half. I really like the way this is working up. I'm using DK weight scraps. Right now, all of the yarns in here are Woolmize DK, left over from my Dark and Stormy, my Blue Sands cardigan, and what was this left over from? I think a hat that I made my husband, or mittens, something that I made for my husband. So I'm enjoying it. And this time, so I took the project out of the Maryland Sheep and Wool tote and put it in my Porter bin. And this was a Mother's Day gift from my husband and kids. But I wanted to actually be able to show you the colors that I've got pulled right now. So this is all of the yarn that I had pulled for the project. And then Janice actually had gone through her scraps and was getting rid of some things. She was kind of cleaning out her yarn storage unit and or whatever, cubby system or whatever, and found a bunch of scraps and saved all the ones in this color family for me. I haven't added them to my bin yet, but I will be, and so I have some more colors to go in there. So in the bin I have the DK weight, and I also have fingering weight that'll hold double, and Janice brought me some more colors, so I'll be adding those in. So that is all of the projects that I have to share with you today. I'll talk real quickly about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Scotch Broom tee, Scotch Broom top. I think it's tee. And I chatted about this at length last time, but I didn't actually have it. I had like a picture of me wearing, actually I was wearing the same outfit, I think same dress as I am with it now. But I really, really love this. I got it back from Janice, and this is a really great project, and I enjoyed it, working it so much, and I've enjoyed wearing it as well. So it might be one to check out if you have a couple of skeins of fingering weight yarn and you'd like to make a summer top. I'm wearing it over just a linen dress, and I really like the way it works. So anyway, that's what I'm wearing. I'm going to pause this for just a minute and grab a couple of things to show off, and then we'll have some, so when I come back, we'll have some Queen City yarn chat. Okay, I'm back. So I wanted to grab some yarn to show. So the rest of this is going to be Queen City yarn news. So if you're not interested in that, then bye. I'll see you next time. If you want to stick around and see what I have in store for you, please do. So we have a couple of things happening in the shop. We have a new colorway that just released last week called Rose All Day, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's pink, like rose gold and wine with speckles, and it's really, really beautiful. I was very excited to dye that one up. Janice actually just used it in her Speckle and Spice top, which she was a test knitter for Tammy Gore. So I'll put in pictures. I don't actually have a skein of the Rose All Day. It's a dye to order. So, and Janice has the, I think, skein or two that we still have over at her place. So I'll put pictures in. But I wanted to also show off this top by Tammy Gore. It's called Speckle and Spice. And Janice did use Rose All Day as the main color in hers. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is a top-down colorwork yoke tee with some cute little short sleeves. That's perfect for the transition into fall, and then I think it will look really cute over long sleeve dresses or long sleeve tees during the fall and winter. So anyway, that is a new pattern. We do have kits in the shop that are dyed to order, and we have a couple of different kit options. I think there's 3 different kit options, one of which is the kit that Janice used to make hers, which features that Rose All Day colorway. We also have another kit in the shop right now. This is for the Sharon make-along that is happening. Casapinka is putting together a make-along called the Sharon Show after her cat, Sharon from Security. So we have a couple of kits in stock for this. It takes 4 skeins of our Noda sock yarn, and so this kit features Misty Mermaid, Sidewalk, He'll Only Wear Black Socks, and Rose Gold. So this is one of the options that we have in the shop. I love this one so much. Totally my colors. This is another beautiful kit that we have in the shop for that shawl. For that, I guess it's a shawl or a stole maybe. And this kit features Slate, Jam Session, Sidewalk, and Golden Rule. I believe the other kit option that we had sold out. Those are the two that we have in the shop right now. We have quite a bit of yarn in the shop. Actually, shipping out today is the very last of the orders from the Zombie Knitpocalypse. We took a lot of custom orders for that event, and so we have gotten all of that stuff dyed up and shipping that out today. The last of those orders is going out, so we're so excited. All that yarn is making its way to everyone's homes. And we have quite a bit of yarn in stock. We have a lot of Berry Hill in stock if you're interested in making the Weekender Light or some of the other patterns that we have for Berry Hill. And yeah, we've got some Noda Sock and some DK, Biddleville DK in the shop. So yeah, if you are looking for help in pairing up colors for something you're interested in making, shoot us an email at queencityyarn@gmail.com or get in touch with us via DM on Instagram or something like that. We'd love to help you pick stuff. So anyway, I think that's all. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today, and happy knitting!